Alright, what's up everybody, back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys having a good one. Today we're going to be doing another tier list. I did one of the point guards, did one for the shooting guards. So now we are on to the small forwards. I have a tier list of every small forward in the league, over 100 players in here, all small forwards. We're going to put them in this tier list today. Thank you guys for using the videos and the shorts recently. Really appreciate it. If you do the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications also if I did. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, I don't want to say any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So, explaining the tiers really quick before we get into it. So we have S tier, which is these are the elite of the elite small forwards. You kind of have an idea probably of who's going to be at the S tier. Top tier. A tier are really good small forwards. They're not superstar crazy level yet, but they're just very, very good. Probably all-star level guys. In B tier, they're not elite. They're probably about on the all-star cusp, maybe not even all-star, but just really good. So all-stars are really good starters, you know. C tier is like they're alright, you know, maybe there might be a starter, there might not be, you know, maybe come off the bench. They're okay, your average kind of small forward that you see around the league. D tier is more like the alright, they could probably come off the bench. They're not anything super special, they're just kind of around there. And then the G League, yeah, these are the guys that probably are on the end of the bench, two-way guys and stuff like that, G Leaguers. All right, so we're gonna get into it. These are all the small forwards we have, and yeah, get it started. Start with a rookie, Andre Jackson Jr. from UConn, who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think I have to put him in D tier. Again, with the rookies, you kind of have to gauge him a little bit differently because we haven't seen him play in the NBA yet. I have to put Andre Jackson in D for now, but I really do think he's going to have a really good career as a role player, you know. Patrick Baldwin Jr., now a Wizard. I think probably have to put him in the D tier as well for now, just because he was with the Warriors now. Hopefully he's getting a lot more opportunity with the Wizards, or maybe he does show something. But for now, I have to put him in D. Harrison Barnes. He's a really good starter. You know, just your typical good starting small forward. I think I'm gonna put him in B for right now, but depending on how things work, I might move him down to C, honestly. But I think B, he's a starter on a playoff team. He just does the good things, you know. So I think B is solid for Harrison Barnes. MarJon Beauchamp for now has to be in D because he's not really in the rotation. But I think this year he's gonna be in the Milwaukee Bucks rotation. I think he should be in the Milwaukee Bucks rotation this season. I see the future for him. Saddiq Bey. I think Saddiq Bey is a solid C tier small forward. You know, good shooter, good defender. Probably get a lot of opportunity now. Maybe he might move over to power forward this year with John Collins leaving. The Hawks might use him in different ways. But for now, I think he's a solid C tier. Bilal Coulibaly. I think I have to put him in C tier as well. We don't really know much about him. And Brandon Miller as well. I think we have to put both of them kind of in the C tier just because they're rookies. They haven't seen him play a game yet. You know, we see him in Summer League a little bit, but we can't really determine too much from Summer League because it was Summer League. You know, so I think I have to put him in. Brandon Boston Jr. Gonna have to put him in the G League. He just hasn't really gotten a whole lot of opportunity to play with the Clippers, but I do think he has some potential in there. It's just it's really tough to see him play because he plays for a championship contending team. So it's really hard to get to see him play some minutes. So, but yeah, I think G League, I have to put him there for now. Bruce Brown. I think Bruce Brown goes in B tier, honestly. Like, Bruce Brown's arguably the best role player in the league. He's going to Indiana. I don't know, maybe he might become a starter, but Bruce Brown he does that thing. You know, he's just really, really good. Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is one of the best shooters in the league. Is he B tier though? He's out between B and C. I might be leaning towards B, but the only thing about Buddy is that he's one of those guys, like, he's either shooting threes, and if he's not shooting threes, he's not really doing much else. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put him in C. I think C is okay for Buddy Hield. I'm also throwing Reggie Bullock in C as well, kind of the same thing. But he's a solid defender though. For him, he's going to be in San Antonio. I don't know for how long because the Spurs are kind of I don't know. They're gonna have to cut some players, so maybe Reggie Bullock might be going to a playoff team, which he probably deserves to be on a playoff team because he can fit really well with those teams. But yeah, I think for now I'll put him in C. Julian Champagnie. For now, I'd put him in D tier. Got a really good summer league. Just got a guaranteed contract by the Spurs, so we're gonna see what he can do if he actually does make the team and how well he does in the rotation. Cody Martin. I'm gonna put Cody Martin in C tier. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see him play a whole lot last season because he was hurt. I don't think he played a game last year for the Hornets, but when he does play, he's very solid. Him and Caleb Martin, both kind of similar players. They're both just really good role players. Amir Coffey. I think I'm gonna put him in D. Kind of disappointing that Amir Coffey didn't really have a whole lot of minutes last year or the year before. He looks like he's gonna be a very solid 3-and-D wing. You know, so yeah, it's very interesting to see him kind of get taken out of the rotation last season. So I have to put him in D, but I think on the right team, he can provide some stuff. Pat Connaughton, he also going to go in C tier. Very solid role player. NBA champion as well, you know that. Craig Porter Jr., G League. He puts on a two-way with the Cavaliers. Undrafted free agent, he made the team. Darius Days, also going to go in the G League. He plays for the Houston Rockets, a two-way guy as well, out of LSU. All right, now we get into the real guys. DeMar DeRozan. I think DeMar is A tier. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan, he's really freaking good. He plays for the Bulls, so it's like, you know, they got a whole lot of stuff going on. But DeMar DeRozan, man, 2023 still gets it done. Still a bucket getter, you know. Deni Avdija. I'm gonna put him in C, but I honestly think this is gonna be a big year for Deni. The Wizards, a lot of clean house. He's gonna have a whole lot of opportunity to improve. And I think last year, that second half of the season after they traded away Rui Hachimura, you saw a lot of improvement, and there's some things there. You know, there's some things there. So I think maybe this year could take another big jump. Dillon Brooks. Is he... I think because of the other stuff that comes along with Dillon Brooks, it kind of hurts his reputation, what we think of him around the league, obviously. But honestly, Dillon Brooks is like a good player. He's not like an all-star or anything like that, but he's a solid starter, you know, on a good team. I'm gonna put in C though. I'm putting him in C for now. If he can limit his shot attempts and his percentage goes up, and he can kind of, you know, get his reputation back up, maybe go B. But I think Dillon Brooks is a lot better than we think he is, you know. Lou Dort, another C. Really, really, really good defender. Offensively, maybe a little inconsistent from 3, you know, but defensively, not too much better than him. Doug, also put him in C. Good shooter, I guess. Chris Duarte, I think I have to put him in C as well. He had a really good rookie year, then just kind of fell out of the lineup. He had a lot of injuries as well last year with the Pacers. Now he's in Sacramento, which I think is a really solid spot for him. So yeah, we'll see what he does. Duncan, I always put him in C. That playoff run really saved him, because he didn't have that playoff run, it probably would have been down here. But that playoff run really saved him. He started to, you know, get back to the old Duncan Robinson that we're used to seeing. So I'm putting him in C. Emoni Bates, I'm put him in D. Very interested to see how he plays in Cleveland, you know, especially with that small forward role being a little bit more open than other positions on the team. Maybe we'll see what he can do. My boy Eugene Omoruyi, gotta put him in the GL, but you know, he always finds his way back on the roster. He's with the Pistons, I want to say, right? Oh no, he's a Wizard. Never mind, he's a Wizard. Two-way with the Wizards. But yeah, Simone Fontecchio, I'm gonna put him in D. He had a really good FIBA World Cup run. Plays for the Jazz. I don't know, he shoots threes, you know. Franz Wagner. I put him in B. I don't think he's A yet, but I think in another year or two he will definitely be A. Have a really good FIBA run, won a championship. He's good. He's just the ultimate good player you want on your team. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really do much wrong. He does so many things on the court. He's really freaking good, man. He's really good, and he's gonna have a really long career. But I think for now, I don't want to jump the gun too early, so I'm gonna put him in B. Alex Fudge plays for the Lakers, two-way. I would put him in the G League. AJ Griffin, he's gonna go in C. This year he should get a lot more playing time. And I think he is going to get a lot more play time, and I think he's going to show. Because last year, he played really well with the Hawks. He was just on the bench too much. You know what I mean? So I think this year's going to come out and be very solid. Tim Hardaway Jr., also going to put him in C. Another one of those guys where if he's not getting buckets, he's not really doing anything else. But, he's a microwave, He can get hot when he needs to. Josh Hart. I think there's an argument for putting him in B tier. Because if Bruce Brown is here, I feel like Harrison Barnes could be here as well. I mean, Josh Hart could be here as well. But I think I need to put him in C tier. Even though Josh Hart is another one of the best role players in the league. Does all the little things that you need, from someone on your team, especially if you want to compete. He's perfect for the Knicks. But I think I have to put him in C for now. I think I have to put him in C for now. Yeah. Joey Hauser, I'm put him in D. Good shooter in the Celtics. Gordon Hayward. Now, where does Gordon Hayward lie? I think Gordon Hayward is a C now. I think maybe a few years ago he would have been B. Definitely nowhere near that all-star level yet. I mean, back when he was in Utah, unfortunately, injuries just got to him. You know what I mean? So I think, I kind of have to put him in that C tier range now. And he is older. He's more of a veteran type player. Probably fits more in a playoff team. But he's stuck in Charlotte, unfortunately. So, yeah. Tamori Hodge, another two-way guy for the Lakers, and put him in the G League. Justin Holiday, going to C tier. Good shooter. Solid defender, length, but he's C. Daniel House. I'll put Daniel House in. He might be D, to be honest. Like, Daniel House doesn't really do much anymore. He's with Philly. He's around, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't really do much anymore. Caleb Houston. I'll put him in D as well, but I think Caleb Houston with the Magic, I think that's a great fit. He's a shooter. He is a shooter. And the Magic need that, so hopefully he gets a lot more playing time. DeAndre Hunter. Put him in C. I think he's close to this range of B, but I think we're gonna have to put him in C. But yeah, I really like DeAndre Hunter, one of the more underrated players I feel like in the league. Joe Ingles, another C player, just a very solid vet now at this point off the ACL. He's with the Magic, so that's very interesting to see. Got some more veteran leadership over there. Very interesting to see him in that role. Brandon Ingram, BI's A. Despite what happened in FIBA, let's not forget Brandon Ingram. All right. Let's not forget that Brandon Ingram is one of the better small forwards in the league. He's a bucket getter, also really solid playmaker. He's really freaking good. Brandon Ingram is a really good player. It's FIBA, he just couldn't really find his role, what he need to do on the team. But he's gonna be fine with the Pelicans. He's gonna be fine. Jaden McDaniels, I think he's a good B. One of the best, if not arguably the best defending forward in the league. Should have been an all-defensive team. That was a crime that he did not make an all-defensive team. But defensively, he's there. Offensively, you can tell he's making small jumps. I think this year he's going to have a really good season. I'm very excited to see it. Jaime Jaquez Jr. Got to put him in D for now because he's rookie. But I really like that pick for Miami. Jalen McDaniels. I think he's a decent C tier. Another really solid defender. Really solid catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. Doesn't really do much else, but you need a 3-and-D long wing. You got it in him. Jet Howard. I think I will put him in D as well for now. Probably going to be able to come in and light the scoreboard up. Shooter. Microwave type player. And he's big as well. I think he's like 6'8", 6'9", dang near. As a shooting guard, small forward. And that archetype is really nice. I'm very interested to see him play. Joey Hauser. Put him in the G League. He's a two-way with the Utah Jazz. Jimmy. I think Jimmy's our first S tier. I think he kind of has to be. Probably a top 3, maybe top 4 small forward in the league. Yeah, playoff run, ridiculous. Took an 8 seed all the way to the NBA Finals. That's not something that happens a lot. So, yeah, Jimmy, S tier. We know who he is. Jalen Martin, two-way guy for the Knicks. Put him in the G League. Jordan Miller, two-way with the Clippers. Put him in the G League, even though I think he's going to be very solid as well. Joe Harris. I don't know. Cause Joe Harris at this point, a little older. He's with the Pistons now. After that foot surgery, he just has not been right the last few years. I'll put him in the C tier for now, though, just because he still can shoot the 3-ball okay, but he just hasn't been the same as he used to be. Johnny Juzang, put him in the G League with the Jazz. Keldon Johnson. Keldon is a good B tier as well. Keldon Johnson, I feel like a very underrated player. He's played for the Spurs the last few years, so no one really has seen him or cares about him. But now with Wemby there, he's gonna be on TV a lot more. I think people are gonna notice Keldon Johnson a little bit more, man. He's really, really good. Kendall Brown plays for the Pacers, two-way. Put him in the G League. Kessler Edwards, put him in D tier. Get to the Kings, actually was solid. He was like their primary defender randomly. So maybe he can play that role again in Sacramento. Braxton Key, I throw him in the G League. Plays for the Nuggets now in a two-way. Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton, I think, is another good A tier. Had a lot of injuries last year, so didn't really get to play a whole lot. But in the playoffs, he seemed like he was there, and didn't look like he took a step back. And Chris is still Chris Middleton. Still an NBA champion, Chris Middleton. Even though the injuries, hopefully this year he can have a healthy year. He can, be back. Corey Kispert, and put him in the C tier. Another really solid shooter, John Conchar, another C tier. Really good role player for the Grizzlies. He might even be their starting small forward, to be honest, when John Morant comes back, and who knows what's going to happen over there. Leaky Black for the Charlotte Hornets, two-way. Put him in the G League. LeBron, S tier, we don't have to question about it. Maxwell Lewis, also a Laker. They put him in the D tier for now. Insane that they got him in the second round with the 46th pick, or I forget which pick it was, but insane that he fell there. If he works out, that's going to be such an insane steal for the Lakers. Nasir Little, I'll put him in the C tier. Injuries have really affected his career, but I think he's shown some things with the Blazers. He got a contract extension a year or two ago. Hopefully injuries don't take him out, man, because this is a young team. He's going to have a lot of opportunity to play. Chris Livingston, I'm going to put him in the G League, two-way for the Bucks. Last pick of the draft. We'll see what he can do. Seth Lundy, I'll put him in D tier. Shooter for the Hawks. They got him in the second round as well. Terrence Mann is C. I feel like Terrence Mann is another pretty underrated player, which is saying because he plays for the Clippers. But Terrence Mann is very solid as well. Does a lot of everything. He rebounds. He can shoot the three when you need him to. He attacks the rim. He plays the point guard if you need him to. Solid defender. He's just a really good player that you throw in the mix. You need something to happen, he can make it happen. Terrence Mann, very solid. Najee Marshall, another C tier. Really came on. Really had a big year last year for the Pelicans. Had a breakout season. Really look forward to see if he keeps that up. A really good role player. Wesley Matthews, another C tier. Now with the Atlanta Hawks. Very interested to see, a shooter going over to Atlanta. Mikal Bridges. Gotta put him in the A tier. Had a really good breakout with the Brooklyn Nets. Expecting another good year this year. One of the best defenders in the league as well. And if you can keep up kind of similar to what he did last year with Brooklyn, those numbers with the same efficiency with that defense, man, it's going to be something insane to watch. Josh Minott from the G League for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Michael Porter Jr., NBA champion. Going to put him in the B tier. Can't put him, I feel like, A tier yet, but B tier I think is really good for him. You know what he can do. Shoot that ball. And he's one of the best in the league at it. Aaron Nesmith, I'll put him in the D tier. Hasn't really shown a whole lot. For the Pacers, he did a little bit last season. He was their starting power forward at one point. I thought he was going to be on the power forward list, but he qualified for a small forward list. But, yeah, just hasn't really shown a lot as far as career. Jordan Nwora, also got to put him in the D tier, even though I really like Jordan Nwora, man. I think when he does get an opportunity to play, he shows out. It's just he doesn't really get a consistent opportunity. Now with Indiana, maybe he can get a little bit more opportunity with that 4 spot being a tiny bit open, but we'll see. OG Anunoby. Is he? I don't know if I could put OG in the A tier yet, man. I don't think I could put him that high yet. I don't know. Like, he's obviously another elite defender. Offensively, he's shown some steps. He's in the same conversation as going to the Knicks and being a star as Donovan Mitchell and Giannis, apparently. I saw that post yesterday. That was crazy. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, Embiid, Giannis, Cat, and Carl, and OG Anunoby as stars going to the Knicks. That was funny. But yeah, I can't put him in the A tier. I can't. Even though he's elite defensively, I can't put him with DeMar, Ingram. I can't put him there. I think B tier is good for him. Chuma Okeke, I put him in the D tier. Josh Okogie, also D tier. You know what? C tier, actually. He had a really good year last year for the Suns. Very surprising. Good. He became their starter. You know, and he probably might be a starter again as a power forward. So, yeah, I'll keep him C. Isaac Okoro, gotta put him in the D tier, man. Hopefully my boy Ice takes a jump this year, man. I think it's gonna have. I think that 3-point shot is gonna be decent this season. I hope it is. Love Ice. Jetty Osman, I'll put him in the D tier as well. I watched a lot of Cavs games, man. He's too inconsistent sometimes, but I'm rooting for him. Hopefully he can get a spot in San Antonio. Hopefully he can show out, man. I'm rooting for him. Otto Porter Jr., put him in the C tier. Injuries, although is only defect, but when he does play, he's a really solid 3-and-D role player. Won a championship, so you know. Paul George. Is Paul George S tier? I think Paul George might be S, man. Paul George might be S. Yeah, you know what? You know, I think I'll put Paul George in the S tier. Say all you want, but Paul George is a really, really good basketball player. Of course, we don't see it a whole lot. We see it only like 40 times a year out of 82 games. But when he does play, he's really good. Yeah, I think looking at the A tier, I'll take him over everyone in the A tier. Yeah, Paul George is S. Yeah. Julian Phillips, D tier. Cam Reddish, I think I'm gonna have to put him in the C tier, or no D tier as well. Just hasn't really got an opportunity to show himself. I think this year with the Lakers, he's gonna get an opportunity to, and I'm expecting him to be solid. You know what I mean? RJ, where does RJ Barrett go on this list? I think he's another B tier. Yeah, I'll put him in the B tier. Had a really good FIBA run this year with Canada. They qualified for the Olympics. That's cool to see. And yeah, I think B tier is good for him. I guess he's on the same level as a lot of these guys. David Roddy, put him in the D tier, but I think he's going to have a good year with the Grizzlies. Maybe even be a starter. But I think he's going to have a lot bigger role and impact this year. Royce O'Neal, C tier, very solid 3-and-D wing. Jermaine Samuels Jr. plays for the Rockets. Two-way guy, gotta put him in the G League. Bryce Sensabaugh, first-round pick for the Jazz, gotta put him in the D tier as well for now. He's a bucket getter. Jalen Slauson, G League, is a two-way guy for the Kings. Max Strus, put him in the C tier. Very interesting to see how he plays for the Cavaliers. I think he's gonna fit very, very well here. Literally, all they need is someone that shoots threes, and he does that exclusively. Svi Mykhailiuk back in the league with the Boston Celtics, gonna put him in the D tier for now, but maybe he can make a roster spot. Jayshawn Tate, put him in the C tier as well. Workhorse. I'm surprised he didn't qualify for the power forward list. He qualified for the small forward list. But yeah, workhorse type small forward. You know, he brings it all the time. Jason Tatum, S tier, no question about it. Arguably the best small forward in the league. Gotta be S tier. Tobias Harris, I'll put Tobias in B tier as well. I think Tobias had a very underrated year last year. Really efficient, really solid. Played a perfect role with the Sixers you know, kind of had to take a step back with Harden, Embiid, and then Maxey progressing as well. He kind of took a step back, and he played really good in the step back role. Now with Harden out there, who knows what it's going to be like this year for him, and he's on the last year of his contract. I think if he plays well this year, he can get another nice bag from somewhere else. Maybe not as much as he got in that last contract, but he can get something decent. Trey Murphy III. I think he has a case for being B tier, but I think I have to put him C for now. He has a case to be up here though, and I think after next season, he'd be up here, or another year or two he'll be up here. But I think for now I've put him in C. He does have a meniscus injury, so he's gonna miss a tiny bit at the start of the season. But hopefully he can come back and be good, because Trey Murphy is really good, one of the best role players in the league already. Troy Brown Jr. I'm gonna put him in D. He's a Timberwolves now. Ish Rainwhite, put him in D. Jordan Walsh, second round pick for the Celtics. Really like that pick, by the way, for them. Really nice defending wing already. We'll see what he can do. Payne Watson, put him in D, but I think he's gonna have a really good year for the Denver Nuggets, man. I'm counting on it. Payne Watson's gonna be something in this league. Drake Whitehead, put him in D for the Nets. Haven't seen him play yet. I don't know if we're gonna see him play, but yeah, former number one recruit. So yeah, Cam Whitmore, I put him in C for now. Very excited to see his rookie year with the Rockets. Andrew Wiggins, I think he's another B tier. I think he has a tiny argument for being A, but I think B is a good spot for him. And Jalen Wilson, put him in G. Dylan Windler's a Nick now. D. Yuta Watanabe, I think he goes C. One of the best corner shooters in the league last year, and I think he's gonna have a really good role with the Suns. You know, just catch and shoot in that corner. And Zaire Williams, I put him in D. Lost a lot of minutes last year with the Grizzlies, but now with that small forward role opening up, maybe he could kind of take those minutes back. All right, and there's the list, man. All the small forwards have been ranked. So S tier we have Jimmy, Braun, Paul George, and Tatum. A tier we have DeRozan, Brandon Ingram, Chris Middleton, Mikal Bridges. B tier we have Harrison Barnes, Bruce Brown, Franz, Jaden McDaniels, Keldon Johnson, MPJ, OG, RJ, Tobias, and Andrew Wiggins. And then the rest of them you can look at yourself, because that's too many people. You have C tier, we have only 3 and a quarter rows. Then last time we had 5 rows of shooting guards, but there's a lot more shooting guards than small forwards. The D tier, we have almost 3 full rows. And then the G League, we have a row and a half. Maybe a little bit more than a half. But yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, turn notifications, all stuff like that. Really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.